So Blackpink is obviously a K-pop group, but you're incredibly multicultural with fans all over the world. And throughout your incredible career, you've stayed very true to your Korean culture, even as you've incorporated Western influence with your production and your lyrics. And I know, for instance, you know, the singles that you led the album with were not English language ones. You know, you could have kicked off a campaign with something like Ice Cream with Selena Gomez. You know, what are your conversations as a group that look like about not abandoning those K-pop and Korean roots when you've achieved such incredible success in places like America and Europe?
By the way, Kiss and Makeup was our first ever collaboration with a foreign artist.
I know it was.
I know.
I'm
like sending you love.
That was a special moment for me.
So our producer Teddy was actually an artist himself, who I think was a pioneer of the K-pop industry, and because he knew as an artist it's important to keep who you are to yourself and express that through music. I think he taught us that it's important to bring ourselves. And to be honest, we also didn't expect Blackpink to grow so much globally so quickly, that our main focus was, let's bring what we have, the four of us we have, to the table. And that's really how it started.
I love that. Okay, so Blackpink became the first K-pop group to ever headline Coachella this year. Now, I know, amazing. Now, walk me through like your feelings in that historic moment. Like, how did it feel to present your culture, your music, and your life's work to 250,000 people in person and millions more watching along at home? I mean, thousands of miles away from where you guys got your start.
It was the most exciting and nerve-wracking thing that happened in our lives, definitely. And this happened in the middle of our tour, so that was also a big challenge that we had to get upon. But to me personally, the hardest part was because we've performed in Sahara tent 4 years ago. I had an idea of what Coachella was now, because back then, 4 years ago, I was like, I guess it's a festival where, you know, people just rock up, and if you like your music, they'll just, you know, dance along with you. That's where I was at. And then with 4 years headlining, like, I couldn't believe it at first. Like, I had to sit down with the girls and be like, guys, this is happening. We were watching Ariana Grande, who was headlining when we performed, and then now we're here. We're doing this.
It's amazing.
It's crazy, but also because I knew what to expect a little bit, I was under so much pressure. I think it was my first time crying just as soon as I was off of stage, like first week. As soon as we walked out of stage, I was just like burst in tears. So it was so emotional. Like, I was so proud, and the hard work that we put on, and just the overwhelming feeling that we got from the crowd.
Of course.
It was just a lot of emotions.
A lot
of emotions.
It's amazing. Like you said, like that the trajectory is crazy and amazing. And, you know, like you said, even in 4 years' time from Sahara stage to the main stage, you guys have been working your ass off. And it's very impressive to see.
Actually, we were so grateful, honestly. We really knew what it meant just to be four girls who were from different worlds to get together in a group. And then after years of doing what we love, we end up being on the stage where we dreamt of it. We watched growing up. We fantasize being on that stage. So it was really, really a dream come true situation for all of us, I think. And it was really exciting, actually, because we really brought the Korean culture into our stage this time, and we were so proud of it and happy about it. Just to give a little explanation, we did the set was a Korean architect roof design that we had called Hanok. But that was the main set that we have. And then we started our whole set list with wearing a traditional Korean dress called hanbok. It was a very short moment, but we really wanted to bring that Korean enter onto the stage, especially Coachella, because we knew like how big it is to start from where we are and then bring that to in front of, I don't even know how many people. I'm really bad with numbers, but yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. It's really exciting to see it all happen for you guys. And I mean, with the Born Pink tour wrapping up later this year, like I want to ask you about one of my favorite things to watch, which is videos of Blackpink sound checks. Because the four of you just get to joke around and enjoy each other's company without the pressures of like the actual show to stress you out. Like, can you take me into that moment and tell me what those moments are like with your bandmates?
So, like at the beginning of our tour, going to soundcheck every day felt like a lot of work because, you know, it means earlier glam time, or, you know, earlier wake up time. But then I realized how important and fun it is because it wakes you up before the actual show. Like it lets your energy like connect with the fans that are coming. And the more and more sound checks that we did, we just, like you said, we just started having so much fun because we got to sing the songs that weren't on the set list and just show the actual side of Blackpink before we were Blackpinked out.
Before you're Blackpinked out, exactly.
Yeah, and luckily our fans are really happy to see us be crazy and just teenage girls. So yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, I mean, all these years later, like, what do you still enjoy about each other and what are you still learning from each other?
So during COVID, we had a lot of solo stuff happening in our lives. And I think seeing each member do their solo stuff has taught me a lot of things and gave me more ways to respect them as an artist. Definitely, because we always have to negotiate how we want to do things as a group, but to see each one of us decide for ourselves and make decisions on ourselves was really fun and interesting, I think.
And you were the first member of Blackpink to go solo. And, you know, I said I was going to get back to this. You've been doing some really stunning modeling in the recent years, and now you're branching into acting with the HBO series The Idol, which you're starring in under the name Jennie Ruby Jane. What are these new experiences teaching you, and why did you feel like now was the time to start branching out as Jennie Ruby Jane as opposed to Jennie from Blackpink?
I think acting was definitely one of the things that I've wanted to explore. But when I do something, when I decide to really go for it, I know I need to do it right. And first of all, I wanted the new acting part of my life to be authentic rather than just me trying to grab any opportunities that came to me. I really was being patient with my first ever acting job, which means when I was spending some time in LA last year, and I actually got to meet Sam in person, and I got to talk to him, and he talked me through the role that he envisioned for me and everything. And I think it moved my heart. Like it told that meeting with Sam and talking to him in person, and it all happened really out of the blue. Like I got a text one day like, "Oh, are you free next Tuesday?" You know, like it happened so casually, like without anticipating the actual job. So it felt really like authentic and like real. It like moved me. Like it gave me courage to believe that this was the right thing to do.
I love that. As a K-pop superstar, you know, so much of your life is on constant display for your fans. Your days as a trainee were documented and broadcast. And today, Blackpink can't even leave the airport without fans following. You know, you're able to share so much of yourself with the world and your fans, but you're also not able to share everything. Like, what are some ways that you have felt maybe misunderstood by people? And what are some things that you feel like you wish you'd been able to share or share differently if you were given the chance?
Over the pandemic and even up to right now, I've learned to take care of my body and I've learned a lot about myself with my health and how my muscles work, how bendy I am with my arms, with my, like, in every details that I've spent time. And it's all started because I would constantly hurt myself during performances and lives compared to other girls. And it was just a stressful thing in my life. I'm like, there we go. I fell again. Like, I tripped over again. And like, I realized that even though I had the training days, that was more about I need to be good at dancing, not how do I keep myself safe and healthy while I'm, doing this. So I feel like I've disappointed my fans at some point of my life where it seemed like I wasn't giving my best. But I haven't had the moment to say this, but I want to say that I did not know how to control my body and like use my body the way I should. And like something like I just don't do well in heels. Some people are amazing in heels. Of me being like one of the shortest girl in the group, I cannot work with heels. My feet aren't built for heels. Even though I try, and sometimes when I'm feeling perfectly fine, like when my body's on it, like it's fine. But yeah, when I'm like traveling so much and my body's all bloated and my feet are like so bloated, if I try to dance in heels, my stamina just goes really down because I know it's uncomfortable for me. So yeah, stuff like that. I've wanted to not come clean, but wanted to share with my fans that I'm still at a point where I'm learning about myself, if anything. So yeah, let me be the person to share me like from now on. And yeah,
that's beautiful. I think that's important. I think the experience of also just like traveling and performing and also figuring yourself out while you're also in the public eye can be a little bit scary. And so not everybody really knows what happens behind the scenes. So I think that's really nice of you to share those moments because you're human as well. And you're learning and figuring out, like you say, your body. But I'm glad that you're getting to a point where you're really kind of learning about what you need. I mean, I'm the same. I'm like, I realized how much I needed to be in rehearsal and keep my body strong with like yoga and Pilates and like eat really healthy and keep my mindset really healthy so I'm able to perform. And that's all the other work that goes on behind the scenes to be able to put on the best show. But I assure you, you're doing a really good job and you're not letting anybody down whatsoever.
Thank you.
How would you describe your identity apart from Blackpink? Who is Jennie when you're not thinking about making or performing music, What is that other side of you?
I think honestly, I'm a nerd. Is that bad to say? Like,
no.
I truly believe I'm a nerd. Like, I love learning new things and like experimenting new things.
Yeah.
When I'm off of work, I would randomly go to a pottery class, go to learn French. Like, I just constantly like to throw myself under like this new environment, maybe because of how I grew up, but I just love to see myself like adjusting to the environment that I put myself in.
I completely relate to that. I feel like it's so important to be so curious and constantly learn new things. I mean, I'm constantly trying to like learn new things and keep myself interested and go to the theater and listen to different music and read books and constantly keep myself going. And I think maybe it is something about being thrown into different experiences very young that kind of pushes you in that direction, which is really cool. Jennie, thank you so much. This has been so amazing having you.
Oh my gosh, it was honestly my pleasure.
I like to end my conversations by asking for some lists from my guests. And like you said, I know that you're super into Pilates and yoga, like I am. And because you're always on the road, what are 5 ways you like to get your body moving, even if you don't have a gym you can use?
I feel like I'm a little lazy when I'm actually on tour. Like it's hard to get my like exercise, but just taking a walk, have a yoga mat in the room, and like what I do is like I would wake up in the morning, just play some really nice calm music, stretch and like meditate. And I'm more on that side of taking care of the body when I'm on tour. So yeah, I didn't give you 5 lists, but go for a walk.
Go for a walk.
Go for a walk.
Well, you said keep a yoga mat in the room and meditate.
Meditate and use stairs.
Yeah, take the stairs.
Take the stairs
Always
if
a
you
good
can.
one.
And yeah, I would say 4 things if that's okay.
Of course, 4 things is perfect. We'll take it. Jennie, thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me.
Thank you for your time.
Of
I
course.
appreciate you making time
Of
to do this with me.
Of course.
And
Anything for Dua.
oh, love you.
Love you.
Thank you. Love you. Talk to you soon.
So bye.
Bye, babe.